Yo, what is good, nation? Good morning, good morning, good morning, wherever you guys be at. I hope you guys have your coffee ready or whatever gets your mind right. Y'all already know what time it is. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Here we go. Protect the shield. Good morning, brother. How you doing? My God, Raider, Raider Legions. What is good?
We on? Oh, hey!
We on. None other than Mr. Fist, bringing none other than our guy, Joe Morley, bring out none other than the Violator, Wayne Aubrey, bring out none other than the notorious Mitchell Rance. Good morning, nation, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Raiders. I'm your host. I am Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone who's pulled up and tap in and is pulling up right now. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click those thumbs for your boy here to go ahead and really do go ahead and support the show. Appreciate everyone uh, rocking with me on this Saturday morning. I hope it's beautiful wherever you guys are at. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Your weekend is starting off right. I appreciate everyone rocking with me. Really quick before I go ahead and kick this thing off, you already know I can't start the show really without acknowledging my peoples in the building. Real quick, shout out to my guy Bueno in the building. Salute, salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to my guy Frank Weber in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you rocking with me. Shout out to my guy Raiderette in the building. Salute, salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up and rocking with me. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Rosetown in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up and rocking with me on this Saturday morning. And everybody who's pulling. Oh, real quick, shout out to my guy Marcus Banks in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to you. Thanks for pulling up. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. I have an action-packed show for you guys today. As usual, bring in that fire content, y'all. So let me go ahead and bring out my next guest. You guys have seen her on Instagram. You guys seen her on YouTube. She does a show with our good friend Kukui, who was on a few weeks ago here on Good Morning Raiders. This is the other half of We Raider, rocking with Joe Morley, Simone Raider, everybody else. Great content creator, great person all around. But let me go ahead and bring out none other than Dr. Mary, Jim, but you guys know her best as Baker Raiderette in the building. Salute to you. How you doing this morning?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. I have my coffee. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, it's Saturday. Thank God for the weekend. Had a
Thank
long
God.
work week, so I'm glad
Yeah.
we're here now and get to talk a little bit of Raiders football. I love talking Raiders football, even when they're 2-8.
Yeah,
Even
you
when they
know,
just look like hot dog water, it's all good. So I'll
cold
still
hot
rock
dog
with them.
water.
I'll still
Yes,
talk. Yep. hmm
that's right.
For sure,
Oh,
for sure. Man, but crazy. We just went through this Monday night game, right? Uh terrible showing, terrible showing. But Raiders again 2-8. Now they fall to 2-8. And again, it's a terrible performance on Monday night. They just look all the way bad. I think
yeah.
that outside of that 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, they were looking pretty decent. After that, they just like flopped.
Ugh,
Uh, I
yeah.
I think the biggest thing is here is like what went wrong? What went wrong? What do you think went wrong in that game? What are your
Yeah.
thoughts in that game all around?
Where do we start? I, like we all saw the Gino clip to blame him, and like Gino has not been great in any game this year. The offensive line, though, like that was a struggle to watch. That was really tough to watch.
Yeah,
It started with that and it didn't get any better, is my opinion.
yeah, yeah. That offensive line. Oh man, that looks like Swiss cheese. I think the biggest thing that I can go ahead and kind of just highlight here, it's
Mhm.
probably the rushing. 12 carries for
Yeah,
24 yards rushing is like organizational malpractice, the
well,
fireable offense.
very.
Um, Especially having a guy like Genty who is like the number 6 overall pick that we went out and drafted earlier this offseason. For him to just only get 6 carries with 7 yards rushing, yeah, he got thrown the ball more, but I mean, 27 yards is not a whole lot, right?
No.
So Genty's impact, there was really no impact. There was really no. He didn't even look like he was on the field, to be honest with you. And I remember, I think it was Troy Aikman that kind of highlighted like this is like the second, third carry for him, and it was like
Yeah.
almost towards the end of like the second quarter, and I'm like, damn, like that's crazy, that's crazy. But Yeah, you're right. I mean, this offensive line really looks like Swiss cheese. There's so many holes on it. Um,
God.
with Colton Miller and JPJ going down, literally our best two linemen, this season, and everybody else. Let me ask you this question. Let me just be honest and upfront. Who in this
Let's do it.
current line, in this current starting line, who do you think would start in any other team?
That's a great question. I was like looking at the depth chart and like it is so thin. And I like Alex Capo would not.
Yeah,
I maybe Forsyth. That's a tough question because I literally at one point, we sit like sort of in the corner, like toward the end zone where the Raiderettes
right,
come in and out. Thank God for the
right,
Raiderettes. They're the best part of this team. And I can't see super well because I'm short, but I
uh-huh,
remember watching like Gino drops back and the offensive line, like they are so I don't even think it's that they're confused. Like they're so like just not in position. They
mhm,
formed like a half dome or like a dome like around him and just it was a disaster. I was like, well, that's not a formation that we want to see. Like
right,
so yeah, I like Dylan Parham, I think has had like good games with us before. But he just gets wildly out of position. I don't know.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
tough.
It's rough. I think my thing is this, and I've been kind of saying it all season long, is that they really can't understand the zone blocking concept. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just a talent issue.
Hmm.
That as much, and these guys have been doing it since last year, right? So
Right.
we
Getsy's,
tried
yeah.
this last year with Getsy, and it looked the same. That's why we're seeing like the repeat of the same thing happening here, right? And as soon as we fired Getsy, and Philbin took over, he shifted some guys around, but a lot of things that people forgot is that we went to more the simple man blocking, right? So the guy,
Mhm.
you're just gonna block the guy in front of you. That's it, and it's simple, and it was more effective, and that's why you saw like that offensive line just like like improve, not drastically,
Yeah.
but it was a pretty big improvement, right? So fast forward to this year, we're at this point and we're doing this zone blocking, and that's why everybody looks lost. And as farther we get down towards that depth chart, I think it's going to be the same thing. It's looking like the same thing exactly. It's just like these guys look lost. These guys forget assignments. I'm like, well, they're supposed to go ahead and double team, or you know,
Ugh.
it's just a quick push off, and then now it's like you got this like linebacker like right up in Gino's face, and that's
God.
honestly what it's looking like. So,
Yeah.
but not just that, I think it's just also like putting guys out of position here, right?
Mhm.
So it's a questionable O line shifts, and I think everybody's talking about this, especially after JPJ was put on IR
Right.
the other week. It's like we saw this whole shift. So like I don't know how you guys been like really like emphasizing the whole JPJ at center thing, but like I
Mhm.
know a lot of people, including myself, especially in the early part of the year, once they shifted over, like once they announced like, hey, Meredith is gonna really be that guy at center, I'm like, well, why? Like this guy's never played center before. This guy played center all like majority of through college. This guy
Right.
won an award for it. This guy
Yeah.
played center last year for us, and we look pretty decent once they made that change. And again, that's the change that Joe Philbin made. Now we're making this move where okay, we're going to try this out. We're going to put the backup. We'll put him in at center. We're shifting over Meredith,
Mhm.
and then you got Parham on the other side, right? Why?
I
Why? When we've been saying this all season long.
and we've never like I love Pete Carroll. I've loved Pete Carroll since he was at USC. Like I will be honest about
Me
that.
too. Yeah, I'm a SC guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I feel like we've never gotten a good straight answer out of him for this change. And people like Hondo and Vinny have asked him and asked him and asked him. And it's like, well, we're just, we're looking at things and like we're competing, but who's competing with him? He's the best. Like he is our best offensive lineman, period. And to not only shift him over, but then like just put him in a position where he's like not the captain of the offensive line, if you will.
Right.
I've never understood that. It's been frustrating me since the season started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. And that's the thing. Like, I was very optimistic when Pete came. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, he's on the older side, but he's his resume speaks for himself. All right, cool. Like at least it's gonna be improvement what we just came off of for 4-13
Right.
season. Literally a rookie coach that's never really coached in the NFL level besides being a linebacker coach.
Yeah.
Everything else came from college. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now we're going towards the other side of the spectrum. We have a lot of experience. So we're gonna make some smart decisions. We're gonna look like a better football team. Even if we're not, continue for playoffs, at least we're gonna look way better than what we did. No, it's literally worse. Worse, even statistically,
We could have a
it's
worse record.
worse.
Yeah.
It looks terrible out there. So now you come in question for like some of these decision making. I don't know if it's influenced solely by him. I don't know if it's a combination of him and his sons, or a combination of the
Yeah.
whole coaching staff in general that is really driving some of these decisions. When again, I'm not a Hondo fan, but hey, shout out to Hondo. He
Yeah.
asked that tough question where
Yeah.
you're like, hey, what are you going to do to go ahead and better improve this offense? It's like anemic. And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand your question. And then he
That was
rephrased
crazy.
it to like make it sound more like, okay, cool. Let me kind of put it together more professionally so that way it makes sense or it sounds better so you can understand it. And he still wouldn't answer. He knew that this guy is smart. Pete Carroll is a smart guy. He's not
He
dumb
is.
by any means at all. So he
Yeah.
knew what, but he just didn't want to answer it.
Yeah. And he was like mad. Like,
Yeah, and that's not the first
yeah.
time because
No.
you have these pressers during the week when they're training and they ask about the offensive line, who's going to start, and it's like annoying to him, and it's like we're 2-8, bro. Like I don't know what
It's a
I don't
good
know.
question. Yeah.
Right, it's a good question. You're gonna ask when you have a record like that and the performances that you've been giving, those questions are gonna come. I don't care
Yeah.
who you are. You're gonna answer for them. You're the head coach. You have to answer for them. When you're gaining, when we know like a big part of this deficiency is through that offensive line. That's the first thing that is gonna be asked. And when we come down to like I remember last week they were asking him about the whole Caleb Rogers starting after JPJ got hurt, right? So he's like, yeah, he's gonna get some playing time, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. And then everybody started thinking like, all right, cool, he's gonna get a start. And I remember, I don't know if you saw that, but they interviewed Caleb Rogers. He's like, yeah, I've been doing it every day, like since like I think like I'm gonna start and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then they asked Pete, I think it was on Friday, they're like, who's gonna be the guy to start on that offensive line? Oh, it's gonna be a game time decision. Okay, right. Next thing you know, come Monday, Caleb Rogers, healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch. Like,
what does that even mean?
Yes. And then they ask him about it after the game. They're like, so what happened? Like, why was Caleb, why did he sit? Why didn't he dress? They're like, well, he didn't show anything. He had a bad practice. That's why he didn't start. What?
Right. Yeah. Like, and it sounded, so this is where also I think Pete is really inconsistent with like, if everyone is competing and like Caleb Rogers had a terrible week and didn't practice well at all, okay, fine. But the rhetoric was, no, yeah, like he's doing great. Like he's, learning, like whatever. And then all of a sudden it sounded like he had one bad snap or one bad play. And it's like, oh, okay, good. Like, and that's what happens with JPJ, it sounds like. So why are these other guys like immune to that? Like, I can't imagine Alex Kappa is balling, and I'm sorry to like talk trash about him specifically, but like, I can't imagine he's balling out in practice and then all of a sudden gets on the field and it's just terrible. Like,
right. Exactly. So
I don't think so.
You're right. It's like why is only certain people competing for their positions and why not guys like Gino, right?
Right.
Why guys not like Caillou Blue Kelly? It's another guy who's a perfect example as well, who's been struggling defensively. And yeah, he got 2 interceptions the other day with during the Broncos game, but those are fly balls. Like
Yeah, great.
anybody would have caught them. Like Max could have
Yeah.
caught that ball. Like it's not, they're floaters. It's not saying much. You didn't do anything specifically to go ahead and alter that.
Right.
Or like you jumped you jumped the route and you like picked them off. You read that route perfectly,
Good.
and
Yeah.
that's why you got those interceptions. So it's stuff like that where it's questionable, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Honestly, and I'm only speaking for me. I've lost faith in Pete Carroll. I think we got
That's
to
fair.
that point. For me, I've lost faith in him. I don't know really where to go with him with some of the decision making, and it's like, okay, cool. I know it's your first year. I get it. Everything's not going your way, but this is the thing. We are 2-7 at that. Or now we're 2-8. Let's get these rookies involved. Let's start assessing some of this talent. Let's start thinking towards next year, right? But some of these rookies are still not being played, right? So Caleb Rogers is one of them. You got Charles Grant as another example, right? These guys were drafted in the 3rd round. So if you got anybody who doesn't really know too much about drafting, 3rd round picks, they're not bad picks. Once you start getting to that 5th and 6th and 7th round, then the talent really starts diminishing there. But 3rd round is a pretty decent round. I think we drafted DJ Glaze in the 3rd or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. We also traded back, so we gave up picks to get more in later rounds, which was odd, but
yes, exactly. So Darian Porter, another example. Another guy that was drafted in the 3rd round that really hasn't had that much burn. Like he just went in for like Eric Stokes while he was injured, probably few weeks ago. I think that was like September or something like that.
Right.
Where Eric Stokes was down, and he did pretty decent. So why isn't he getting some burn as well? Like he's already proven himself that he can hang out there. And this is Pete, and that's a total Pete Carroll pick.
For sure,
you could tell. Caleb Rogers and Charles Graham, they might not have been. I don't think that's more of a spy tech pick. But you have other guys like Tonka Hemingway, another guy who's not really getting any burn out there. So
and has had some great moments, yeah.
So all these guys are not getting any burn, and that comes to questions like, what? I understand you want to go out there and win games. I'm like, what else? What else are you gonna say? Really? Like we're gonna go out there and like lose games? No, I get it, but at the same time too, give these guys an opportunity and assess their talent, especially when you have a need at guard. When you're like. Your top guard just went down. He's done for the season. Like, give this guy an opportunity. Give this kid an opportunity to go ahead and prove himself. Even if it's the last quarter of the game, last 5 minutes of the game. Let's see what he has. You don't know. You don't know what we got until we like assess these guys, and the best assessment is during that game time. For me to like. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut up about this. So for me, it's like using the notion of you're not having a good practice. I feel like that's their job to get these guys ready. And I don't think they're failing on that department. So I think really coaching is really driving that. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I was just talking to Kukuyan John this morning about like Chip Kelly and like hopefully this isn't jumping the gun, but Chip Kelly's like failure to like, I think Richie Incognito like reamed him this week and was like, he thinks he's smarter than everybody. He isn't like he's not like putting our players in position or like drawing up plays for them to have success. And I think that's actually really correct. Chip Kelly and the rest of his staff are like, it's like they were in win now mode when they started the season. That obviously didn't work out. But then we see this game with the Cowboys. Like, I kind of understand the play action plays to start, but then they weren't working. Like, and they just kept getting forced. And I know you can't do much at all without an offensive line, but his decision making is like he's stubborn. And not helping develop the offensive line at all. So yeah, It's frustrating.
Yeah, you could tell it's an ego thing because
Yeah.
I think he
Mhm.
answered one question like, "You guys know what I've done. You guys didn't know where I've been at," and I'm like, "Okay, we know that, but
Mhm.
what have you done up to this point?" It's like that's great. You're going to be a Hall of Famer for that, but where's that? How's that translating over here? It
Yeah.
hasn't. We're
No.
we're seeing guys like miss, miss position. Right? They're not playing the right position. I think prime example is they'll pull him out. They had him at free safety majority of the year. This guy was getting cooked. He was like the worst safety in the
It was
league
so frustrating.
because he's playing out of position. Right? He's a
Right.
strong. His strong suit is strong safety. That's where
We
he
love
belongs.
Yeah, we love Isaiah. Like
Right?
he's an example of like his rookie season, he had some like highlights.
Yeah.
Now he's like a leader. He looks good. The secondary looked disastrous. And
Mhm.
it's honestly not the defense's fault. It's like, why are you putting them in these positions?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Shout out to my guy. Like he's like, what's the point of drafting rookies if you don't play them? hundred
Right.
percent. And I
Yeah.
think I
Yeah.
think if you're drafting guys from like third or fourth round and up, meaning all the way up to the first round, these guys got to either be obviously first round has got to be starting. Second round is definitely you can go ahead
Should be
and
up there.
majority of this should be starting most likely third and fourth. Then you have more of a rotational piece. Everything below that, you're just assessing. And, obviously, if they're having a good camp, they're having good practices, then you might start rotating them in and getting some burn. Or you
Mhm.
might wait towards, later towards the end of the season, depending how your season goes. Then you get those guys are getting some playing time. But, it's been that. It's been those questionable decision making. Like giving Aston Genty 6 carries a game,
What is
and
that?
you're saying you want to run the ball. Well, guess what, Pete? You're the coach. You can make that mandate. You don't have to make the play
Called
calls,
play. Yeah.
but just say like, "Hey, I want us to run the ball at least 25 times this game. Chip, figure it out." That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So you got to make that happen, and that's on Chip now to go ahead and dial up the plays and figure out who's going to be who's going to be carrying what, and et cetera, et cetera, right? So it's all stuff like that that's kind of been like mounting up. I
Yeah.
think this is. I wanted to go ahead and kind of bring this up. This stagnant offense, right? Unable to capitalize on turnovers and scoring in the red zone. Going back to that Cowboy game in that first quarter where
God.
Max forces that forced fumble, right? We get that forced fumble on the 12,
That was
something like that. It
awesome.
was yes. I'm like, great, we're in business.
Yeah.
We settled for 3 because we couldn't
That's
get into the end
terrible.
zone.
Yeah.
We couldn't get into the end zone, and that's been the story all year long.
Mm-hmm.
All year long. I'm gonna put up the stats and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. So, do a little digging. We're ranked 30th, and everyone here, so you guys
Cool.
know, we're ranked 30th in red zone scoring.
God,
46, just over 46%.
that's
We're
that.
worse. This is why I say we're worse than last year. 2024, we're actually 48%, almost
Wow.
42%. So
Wow.
we took that's a pretty big dive. It's not a super big dive, but that's like a 3% dip. And we're seeing that. And we're already 48% already look back. So to go down even worse to 46 is just bad. Offense, average points per game. Now we're at 15.5 per game. Last year we're almost at 18 points per game. So again, it's just we're regressing. That regression is true. Now we're seeing that statistically, it's there. Now the signs point that this is happening. What are your thoughts with the whole like just struggles offensively in general, where we just can't get our shit together?
Yeah, that's like the whole of it. We can't get our shit together. I saw like a stat too that I don't think we've had a multiple touchdown game in like 4 or 5 games, which that's like you're not going to win, especially in the AFC West. Like you're not going to win games with one touchdown. And like I know we've had our struggles with Daniel Carlson too, and like I don't know what his deal is, but like you can't pin everything on Daniel Carlson. Like
Right.
you have to score touchdowns to win against the Broncos, even and the Chargers. Like they're a little wrecked right now, but even with their offensive line struggles, like they're still competitive. Like, you know, they lost Joe Alt, but yeah, the mind boggle, like I knew as soon as that play happened where Max had that incredible recovery and then we didn't capitalize on it. I was like, there's no way we're gonna win this game. Like
Right.
they figured us out. Yeah. It was over.
Yeah, I'm gonna point out this comment by my guy Raiderette. Shout out to my guy Raiderette. He said it made me sick when Gino slid on the 5-yard line with only one defender there.
Yeah.
He didn't even try. That is facts plus tax, my guy. Shout out to my guy Raiderette. I remember I was like, why did you slide, bro? It's not like you're at the 50 or you're on your own you're at the 40 or something like that, and you still have like long ways to go before you get into the end zone, right? You're like right there. Like
right.
This is a time where you're like you want to go out there and play on one good leg and all this stuff. Then get your ass in the end zone. Dive into that bitch. Don't be afraid. This is football, bro. Go in there. But we're making business again. That sounded like a business decision to me where he slid. And that literally cost us 6 because I think the next play we couldn't even score.
No,
we couldn't even score. So, it's stuff like that kind of shows you where this offense, where this team is. I think the heart is still there, but it's just not the same. The drive is just not there for them. And I just wanted to point that out because I totally forgot about that until like he said that. I'm like, damn it, he's right. I remember
that's a really good point.
It's just crazy. Hey, shout out to my sister real quick. Appreciate you pulling up.
That's all right.
Yeah.
House.
Little sis in the building. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you, sis, pulling up and chopping it up. She's not a Raiders fan. That's crazy. She's not
really?
Fan. Yeah, she's a Niner fan.
You're a mixed household.
We're a mixed household. I don't know where that came from because I've always been Raiders. She knows that. But okay.
There's a lot of mixed fan. I mean, I had to make John like a Dodger fan. I think he's watching right now, so shout out John. Yeah, I mean, John grew up in the Bay Area, so A's fan.
Okay, A's fan.
So we kind of root for both, but
yeah, it's either A's or Giants. If you're up in the Bay, right?
Yeah, but I get it. But there's a lot of like mixed. There's a lot of Niner fans in LA, anyway. So they're around.
There's a lot of people in LA for different teams. It's
tons.
Funny. I'm like, why are you this? And I remember some of my buddies are like Steeler fans. Like, why?
Yeah.
One
of my best friends is a Packers fan. Like, okay, yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know, I don't get it, but I like the colors. Okay, cool. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I would get that response. It's because I like the colors, or some.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. I'm like, I like the team that was here before. They're not here anymore, but they were here at one point.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the team that I know. That I've always known. Yeah. Talk about the defense. The defense started off pretty well on Monday night, and we talked about the Max Crosby forced fumble. They held this team to 3 points in that first quarter, right?
That was great.
That was great. And we're up by 3, and again that Gino had the ability to go ahead and put us up well in hand, give us 6 points, but decided to slide. But with that, I mean, we were in the game, and then obviously, at some point, having the defense out there so long,
right?
They're just going to eventually figure us out and slice us up, and then that's where we had. That's where we had that awful second quarter. They literally put up 21 points on us, and
it was,
And again, it just goes back to like us. We know what the problems are. Secondary, it was not addressed in the off season. It was not addressed leading up to the season, as well. And so it's not hard for teams to figure this out. We don't really have a good nickel guy, or outside of Eric Stokes. Kyle Kelly's been a liability.
Yeah,
we're still having struggles in that secondary. Yeah, we don't have those linebackers. I think outside of like E-Rob and Jamal Adams, they're not really producing much. So we're really counting on that defensive line to like keep us in the game and really put pressure on that quarterback. And we were doing that, but eventually something's got to give, right?
Yeah, it's a problem as Raider fans that I think we've seen a lot is that our offense can't get it done, and so our defense gets on the field more. One of the I feel like one of the fundamental things you want to do as a football team is not allow the other team's offense on the field too much, because inevitably, like, this is the NFL, they're going to figure it out. I hate that. Oh, good morning, Raider Jeff. You have like such an awesome fan base here. They're like these.
Yeah,
these are cool
Raider
folks.
Jeff. That's Hollywood Raider Jeff. That's my
Yeah.
guy. I do my Wednesday shows with them.
Oh, nice.
He's Hollywood Raider Jeff because I don't know. You guys were at that Patriots game. He said he saw you guys.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was a dude. He went to the he went to the the Al Davis Memorial up in like.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, in that like northern Massachusetts or central Massachusetts, and they have a picture with him holding the black hole flag. I shout wearing my black hole shirt today. Shout out to Jeff. But they had him, and then he came on like that commercial break going back into the game.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we make I dubbed him that. I like to make fun of him. But yeah, shout out to my guy. He this guy is a workhorse. This guy, has multiple shows going on. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up to my guy Raider Jeff for sure. But yeah, he was asking. He knows his mom knows John's aunt.
That's right. He did mention that. Yes. Yeah, like it's a small world in Raider Nation, I guess.
Yes, it's super small. He's like, I think my mom knows his aunt. I'm like, I don't know, like maybe. And then we asked him. He's like, oh yeah, like. I guess he has family up in like the New England area, so I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
that's what's
like
up.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, super small world. Yeah, super small world. Yeah, but shout out to my guy Raider Jeff for gifting 5 Just Raiders memberships to the masses. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute, love, brother. Shout out to all the new members here at Just Raiders. Appreciate you guys. But this has kind of been the story of the year. Like, so if you have that defense out there for so long, and they can't really apply pressure to that quarterback, you're going to give them time, and they're going to go ahead and just dissect this up. You know, and that's really what happened in that game, on that Monday night game. Is just they went ahead and put up that big 21 points in that second quarter, and then. That's basically all she wrote. I already knew that game was over by halftime.
Yeah, that was frustrating. Like, we were like watching Nelly, and we were like, well, this is the best part of this game. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, I think that's I hate blaming the defense. I feel like I went into the season actually more concerned about the defense than the offense. Because we had Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, and I was thinking Gino would be like serviceable. I know we were worried about the offensive line, but anyway, I hate blaming the defense. I don't think it was their best game, but I also think the Cowboys, aren't they like a top 5 offense? So they're
actually struggling. They were actually struggling like offensively. And yeah, I mean,
so maybe we do blame them a little bit. But
yeah, we do, and it's kind of like we've been doing this basically all season long, where we're just like letting these teams kind of be that bounce back game, that pickup game, that the game that gets them back in it, So this was another one just for Dak, right? Dak was kind of struggling a little bit, and then now they're not completely back in it because they still got like. I don't know. The rest of their games, they're not easy for them, and they're probably going to get cooked. So if they win maybe 2 or 3 out of their games that they have, I'll be surprised. But they have a tough schedule ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were that bounce back game for them for sure.
As usual.
As usual. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Yeah. See, Jeff's like, we are the kings of helping struggling teams get better and turn the team around, and that's facts. It's facts.
Yeah, they looked real good. to CD Lamb. Like, God, I was like jealous. I was like, man, we need a wide receiver one. We need a quarterback. We need like
Yeah.
Dak just like ran like he did ballet in the backfield.
George
there.
Pickens looked like he was playing Madden out there. Like he just went like this and he cut like that and he went to cut like that and then he was in. I was like, what happened? Like he
Anyone
did
who
that
had him on
action
fantasy.
move, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
God.
You know, I was already kind of like in and out of that game. I had some people over at the crib here, and you know, I was talking to my buddy, and so I wasn't paying attention to the game a whole lot, but like I still had like one eye on that, and like on one eye on my conversation, and like I
Right.
saw that move, and I'm like, what happened? What was that? And I was, yeah, it was just bad. It was,
Yeah.
you know,
Man.
I know, and I'm like, my sister was like texting me, talking shit. She's like, what is this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have to say, like,
I don't even know.
yeah, like being in LA, I think, which is weird to say, but like being in LA, I have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans, or like there's a lot of Dodger fans that are Cowboy fans, and so we like overlap. And for the most part, they were like super respectful. And I feel like even like I had friends being like, "Hey, sorry, like we've been there," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting pitied by Cowboy fans.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
the
no,
worst."
and it's funny. I was telling this story on Wednesday. You know, my buddy's a Cowboys fan who came over, right? And I was expecting him like to come in like with his cowboy gear and whatnot, and he just showed up like plain clothes with his Laker hat. I'm like, bro, what happened? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, dude, we work together. I'm like, dude, you wear your cowboy hat all year long, and like we're on
Yeah.
Zoom meetings together, and like I see his like cowboy hat on, and I'm like, okay, you know, and the day where he's supposed to rock, he's like, you know, he does. He just comes with the Laker. I'm like, well, we're 3-5, bro. So I'm like, there's nothing really to celebrate. I'm like, all right, I get it, I get it. And I
Okay.
had like
Yeah.
the whole family here was like Raidered out, and we all had our shirts and jerseys on, and
Yeah.
you know, I was just like, okay, well, you know, I seem kind of an asshole now. This like, I thought we were gonna be like, you know, like Cowboys versus Raiders, like you know, a little trash
Yeah.
talking, but that wasn't the case, but it's all good. Shout out to my guy Edgar, man. He
Yeah.
appreciate it. We had a
Good
good time.
game, sir.
Yeah. Good game, yeah. And man, we're like, you know, good game, bro. You won. He's like, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna lose next week, bro. So I'm like,
Oh man,
yeah.
we're so
Like,
irrelevant.
okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah, so it was like that type of game, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, see, that's a respect for sure, for sure. But let's go ahead and switch over to we have a game tomorrow.
We
If
do.
anybody forgot, you know, Raiders versus Browns.
The
And the
media might
nightmare is
forget.
not over yet, guys. The
Yeah,
nightmare is not over. It's still ongoing.
still going.
It's still going for sure. Let me go ahead and pull up this injury report that I'm going to go ahead and share with everyone.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah,
I should have had this ready earlier, but I didn't. Here we go. All right, so this is the injury report for tomorrow's game. As of
Ugh.
yesterday, we have 4 guys on the injury report: Lualu, Max Crosby, Leaky, Fotu, and Dylan Parham. They all practiced yesterday. So nobody's out. Everybody's playing. Cleveland,
All
on the
right.
other hand, they have a lot of guys banged up
They
on
are
their
banged up.
roster. You got their guard, D tackle Malik Collins. But let me just go ahead and point out the guys who are not playing. Dylan Gabriel, obviously, with that concussion, and I watched that Browns versus Ravens game. Um, and then I come back. I think it was halftime, and I was doing stuff around the house, and I come back, and Dylan Gabriel was out. So I guess at one point he got hit and got concussed, and they took him
Yeah, it
out.
was
So he's on
rough.
concussion protocol. He's officially out for the game. You got Myles Garrett. He had limited practice. So I guess he had limited on Wednesday, full on Thursday, and then he didn't partake on Friday. So I don't know if they intentionally rested him, but he's
Maybe.
not out. He's not out. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
they were like, take the day off.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's 100% or not. That may or may not play a factor in tomorrow's game.
Hmm.
So I would keep an eye out on that. Another guy, Alex Wright, defensive end, he's out. Thrash, the wide receiver, he's out as well. But other than that, most of these guys, Cam Robinson, their tackle, corner Ward is also playing tomorrow. So these guys had full practices, but in some capacity did not partake, or they had limited practice. So, but I think the notable one is Myles Garrett.
Right.
He had limited, then he had full on Thursday, and then he didn't have practice yesterday. So it looks like he might be sick. He might be dealing with something. So keep an eye out on that. That may or may not play a factor, which is good for our offensive line, right? Which is obviously struggling. So if we get like a maybe 70% Myles Garrett, 80% Myles Garrett, how do you think that's going to go ahead and play a factor come tomorrow?
Man, I'm a little nervous. Like I could see, I really don't know what to think about their offense because they've got Shedeur. Like knowing the history with the Raiders and like comeback quarterbacks and Jeff Saturday and Baker Mayfield, like he could have a ball out game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for our offensive line. I hope that if like we've had a shorter week, the only thing I can hope is that maybe since this iteration of the offensive line is like had a week to practice together, they've improved. But yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
It could be a low scoring game, maybe.
Yeah. And I think the question is like, how will this defense do against Shedeur and the Browns offense? I mean, Shedeur literally, this is his full, like you said, full week of practice, right? He just got thrown into the game last week, and he did not do good.
No.
I had the stats. Let me see if I can pull up the stats on that game, but I was tracking it a little bit for sure. I think he was like 2 of 8 with 2 interceptions. Those stats were not good at all. So the thing that points out that's really stood out for me is that once he got pressured, he just fell apart.
Yeah.
So I think that's a blue. And then I remember a commentator pointed out like that's a blueprint. You get to Shedeur, you rattle them, you're going to go ahead and make them ineffective. So I think this is going to be the same thing. So this is his stats for last week. He was 4 of 16, 47 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sacks. That literally was his production. He played half of a game. So that's half of a game production. But this is the thing, and this is where everybody's nervous. This is why you're nervous. This is why I'm nervous, is because once we get that second string, that backup quarterback, we make them look like fucking Joe Montana. We make them like this Hall of Fame type, MVP caliber quarterback. So the question is, can we get to Shedeur? Can we get to Shedeur? Can we rattle him? Can we put him on his ass and just make him think about it? Can Max, really make that impact? I think this is going to require Max Crosby, obviously everybody else on that defensive line to go ahead and be present and make their presence felt, in order for us to even have a shot. Because I think if you give Shedeur time and you don't make him run, he's going to go ahead and find his guys open all day.
Yeah.
I think that's really what's going to happen if you really don't apply that pressure, right?
That sounds apt.
Right. I think on the other side of the ball, how will the Raiders do against the Browns and Myles Garrett and that defense? What are your thoughts on this, Jim? What do you think?
I think that we have a shot to win this game if we, the Raiders, like in certain games, Chip Kelly has scripted a very well thought out set of plays for the first drive. Mm-hmm. And Gino often messes that up. But if we can score a touchdown early, I think it's going to be a low scoring game, and I think we can get the edge. I think Daniel Carlson needs to be on his game because we very well could need him multiple times. But yeah, I think we need to establish, and if we don't run the ball, like if Ashton Genty gets 4 carries or whatever, like I don't think we have a shot to win. But and also Jack Besh has had some really good catches. So like I just don't understand. Again, going back to the rookies. Like,
for voice off, you're right.
I,
He had 1 target for 1 catch last game for 19 yards. So every time they throw him the ball,
he
he
gets first
catches it.
down. Yeah.
He gets a first down. He gets a chunk yardage, anywhere from like 10 to 20 yards. That's usually his range. But yes, they're not giving him the ball. This is your second round pick, by the way.
Yeah. Again, you're to your point, like third, like this is a second round pick. This is who you like took, and then you like traded all your picks.
You traded down. You trade for when you traded down, right? We
Yeah.
traded down, and then we picked Jack Besh instead of getting an offensive lineman or getting somebody else of need. We went. I mean, the wide receiver position was a position of need because we were looking for that number 1 wide receiver, but he's not number one wide receiver. So we went out and got this guy, but you're not feeding him the ball either, right? He's the next. He was supposed to be the Jacoby replacement. We haven't seen anything. Very limited body of work.
Even I have to say I don't know how many targets Tyler Lockett got last game, but even it feels like Tyler Lockett was an intentional, like he's played with Geno, like he's been doing decent on a bad team. But even I don't like see him like getting much. I don't know. It doesn't like Trey Tucker seems to be like the target, which is
target
done well for what he's gotten, but yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett as well. Just those guys are just the number 1, 2, and Brock. So those 3 guys are really the ones driving the offense, like as far as receiver wise. My question is this: can the O-line have a better performance than Sunday? Now can they bounce back? Can they just
be better?
Purely put, can they be a little bit better? Can they have a better performance? Whatever, if it's 2%, 5%, 10% improvement, can they improve this Sunday? That is a question, right? And also, it all depends on that lineup. Mm-hmm. So Putnam is in. Putnam looked so lost in that game, on that Monday night game. He looked like the backup center. That's really what he looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Meredith, and then I think it was Parham, right? So I haven't heard anything as of yet on what the actual lineup is going to be. I'm thinking again, they're probably going to, because that didn't work on Monday, they're probably going to go back to the old setup, which is probably Meredith at center. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to put Kappa at right and then Dylan at left. And then you have Forsyth and Caleb on the tackles, right? But that's the thing. Again, can they have a better performance? Because everything is so dependent on, for one, giving Geno a little bit of time, 2, setting up for our ground game. With only us having 12 carries the whole game on Monday, that obviously that has to improve. What are your thoughts? Do you think this O-line can improve?
Man, I hope so. I remember Pete. I think when JPJ didn't play, which game was it that he was healthy and he like didn't play? And Pete's response to why he didn't play was like, "Well, the guys played together all week in practice, so
that was the Commanders game. That was the Commanders game because it was a short game. Yeah, and I think he was out in that game. I think it was a concussion. He was out.
Okay, yeah.
So he didn't play that home opener, and then we had the Commanders on Sunday, but he was cleared, and he didn't. They didn't have him play offensive. I think they had him play. They took a couple reps special teams.
Okay, right. Okay, so. I mean, that explanation clearly didn't make sense, but the only thing I can hope is that everybody played together in practice and is on the same page. They didn't even look like they were on the same page on Monday.
Yeah.
In the zone. Yeah. So
I don't know what practice Pete is watching. I don't know if he's out, like he's in the building watching from his office, thinking like there's certain guys out there. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, what he's saying, that what he's seeing in practice is not translating to the field. That's a big disconnect, and we need answers. Like, is that really what you're basing your decisions off of, how your practice is
right.
going? You cancel. You're gonna have guys who are gonna have practices. That's a given.
Yeah.
Anybody who's played a sport competitively, if you played, you're not gonna have a perfect practice every single game. You're gonna have a bad day.
Sure.
Everybody has a bad day, but that's where your coaching comes in, steps up, and coaches you. Like, hey, you need to make sure you do this technique this way. You need to do this correctly. You need to stop doing this. Try this. See if this works. Yada yada yada. We could go on. But that's where the coaching steps in. And the coaching, I feel like, is a big problem this year with how they've operated everything on this team. And I think, and I didn't want to really bring this up, but obviously there's a big disconnect between the front office. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
There's a big disconnect between the front office and the coaching staff, right?
Totally. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you saw that Amy Trask did an interview recently where she was honest about that and said Spytek and Tom Brady and sort of the higher ups, like, they seem to be on the same page, but Pete Carroll and his staff are not. And I think that's been a problem with the Raiders for a long time, is that the front office is just, I don't want to call them bad. Like, I think we've had some good GMs, but they're not on the same page with the coaching staff. And I even wonder about that with the draft, like, what happened there. But it's clear that, like, I think a good example, this is like just super random, but like a lot of people last year brought up Dan Campbell as like, well, Antonio Pierce, like, he won 4 games. Dan Campbell, his first year, he won, I think, 3 games. Like, they were terrible. And then but if you look at like coaches that came in their first year, I think John Harbaugh came to the Ravens and went 8-8. And part of that is because he had like more talent and he had like a quarterback and whatever, but
he had a better team.
He had a better team. Yeah, period.
Yeah.
He also like was more on the same page with the front office and the like that part of it than this. Like this is a circus, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And I'm even gonna go further. Liam Cohen, Jacksonville, came in. They're like, I don't even know their record currently, but they're not competitive. They're not doing bad. They're competitive. Yeah. They're not doing anything bad currently. So let me get their. I don't even know what the record is. They're 6-4. 6-4. Year one.
I would kill to be
rookie head coach. But this is the thing. They already have the infrastructure in place. So they already had they have T-Law already there. They just needed to go ahead and acquire some more. Trevor Etienne, they already had the running back. Yeah. You know, I think they had like a decent offensive line already. They just needed to go ahead and get a few more pieces. Now they're rocking and rolling. They weren't bad because, I mean, they had a bad year last year, and I think the year prior, but then the year before that, they were doing pretty decent. They got into the playoffs, I believe. Yeah. And, you know, then it's just like, I don't know what happened there. Something happened between their coaching staff and the front office, and then they all went to shit, right? So this is the thing. It's like, you could tell we should have seen the telltale signs for early on. John Spytek was like, well, we'll see. We got to evaluate talent. And then you hear Pete over here, like, letting the cat out of the bag and say, oh, we're going to go ahead and try to get try to win now and yada, yada, yada. That should have been like the red flag. Like,
right.
Like, what is that? What is that about?
Yeah. And then, now we're in a toxic relationship.
Now we're in a toxic, like, they're just playing, they're just fronting over here. But then, like, you see John go out and get, like, we got some linemen in the 3rd round. Yeah. We're going to get We got Jack Bash, guy from TCU, who has great hands. We got some defensive linemen, but we went out and got then you see like Ashton Genty at number 6 pick, and that was we were debating this on Wednesday. It's like who could have you gotten at 6? There's different ways you could have gone about that.
Yeah.
Could we have gotten somebody else, a different running back, aside from Ashton? Yes, we could have, and we probably got a very similar result, right? Especially with this offensive line, the way that they're playing. If we would have got like a Trayvon Henderson or Judkins or Mark Hampton, we all would have been still with the same statistics and the same performance we have been now, but we could have put that need into something else, either a lineman, whatever, right? But we went out and got Ashton Genty. We got Darian Porter, which is like a super Pete pick. You have Dante Thornton, another Pete pick. Big, tall, 6'5" receiver who's fast.
The usual, yeah.
Yeah. So you have it's like you have some of these guys and some of these guys, but it's funny that most of the guys who are not playing are John Spytek's picks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's really caught wind of that.
That's a really good point. Yeah. And we took Brock, we took the best available in 2024. And my hot take is that I think the Raiders were maybe going to draft Michael Penix, and we're surprised that the Falcons took him. And so we took the best available. We took Brock Bowers. I think people were like, wait, what? But I mean, he turned out great. We took the best available. I would say this year we did it's hard because we didn't really have the luxury to do that. I don't know that I would have made a different decision. I probably still would have taken Ashton Genty. But we're seeing the lack of what he has to support him now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Real quick, shout out to my guy Accelerator with the $5 smackaroonie. It says Baker Raiderette, one half of Raider Nation's power couple is here. Yes, yes. Shout out to Accelerator. Appreciate you, my guy. Yes, big supporter. Make sure if you guys haven't tapped in to Raider, make sure you guys go ahead and head over to their channel. I got their description pinned down below. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up. They got the morning after show. That's on Monday mornings, 9 a.m., right? 9 a.m. Pacific?
9 a.m. Yeah, we're doing 9 a.m. We're doing a morning after event show. And we're kind of exploring. We used to do Thursday night, and we felt like everybody's kind of gotten over the game by then. But thank you. Yeah, we need to have you on the show to vent about whatever game.
Definitely. I think there'll be plenty of chances to go ahead and vent.
I
have a strong feeling for sure. But yes, there's obviously big disconnect between the front office and Pete Carroll. And I forgot who said it earlier. Somebody said that there's a rumor that Pete's not going to be here next year. I don't know. I don't know if Pete's going to be here next year. The thing with that, I think, and I was so hesitant on start to bring up the fire Pete, talk and all that, because I know that we can't go through something like that again. But this is the thing. It's like, I think we're in that position where you're kind of forcing our hand.
Right.
And the thing with Pete, he's accomplished. He has all these accolades. He's a future Hall of Fame coach. That's a given.
For sure.
You also have to think about that one in mind. I think the best solution for this to kind of keep faith, for us to keep faith as far as the organization, is to literally put him in an advisory role, give him that advisory role position, or hey, you know what, you just probably need to go ahead and step away and retire. Those are really your two options, and let somebody bring in somebody else to go ahead and really come in and run the team. I think we got into this point, or let Spytek really run the team and have a different offensive coordinator come in and really run that offense and give them full autonomy, because the way that everything's being done is obviously not working. We're also I'm starting to hear rumblings and from the locker room side of it, where aside from the rookies, like the vets are the ones that are like starting to get a little bit disgruntled, and it's obvious because they've already been around the league, they know what winning is, and it's like it's not happening. Rookies they're young, they're susceptible, they're like, hey, we just want to go ahead and get some playing time. We don't want to rock the boat.
Right.
Everything's like hunky dory, but the vets are more like, hey, we've been around the block. We're not. We know what winning is, and we know what a winning functional team is. This is not it. So you have all that stuff combined. I think it's starting to go ahead and really play a factor into everything here. And you're starting to see it a little bit on the field now, just kind of that heart. I don't think the heart is there as quite as it was obviously the beginning of the season. So
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I think the only we could keep Spytech, right? If I like your idea of like putting Pete in an advisory role. Like I do. Pete Carroll is a really smart, talented, just knowing him, that he taught that class at USC. Like I know the person that he taught the class with, the chaplain at USC, and Pete has such strong philosophy, and he really understands like the theory of competing, and he's developed it. So yeah, that would be a cool role for him. But I just think giving him it's a 3-year contract, right?
Right. So he has the 3-year contract with the 4th-year option, which
okay.
I think at this point where he's probably not going to exercise that 4th
year.
Yeah,
probably not, unless something crazy happens. But yeah, I think that it was just maybe he was he's in this win now mode because he wants to complete his legacy, and that just with the Raiders, unfortunately, we're just not in that. We need to either commit to a rebuild or maybe that's the only option. I don't know.
I think that is the only option, and that's the thing with Pete. And that's the downside of hiring a 74-year-old coach. He doesn't have a lot of time. I don't even think Pete knows. I don't know if I'm gonna be here in 5 years.
Yeah, right.
Let alone in 3 years. So I got to go ahead and try to cement my legacy now. I need to try to go ahead and put a winning team now on the field, but by doing so, you're bypassing a lot of things. And this is the thing. Pete's doing things that he's normally not doing. On top of that, he's usually more susceptible to play rookies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. He went out and put in Russell Wilson, stick flyer and Russell Wilson. That paid out. Same thing, with other guys that he went out and did certain things. Sherman being another one, right?
Yeah.
So he's doing things that he's not normally doing, because I don't know if it's just because he feels the pressure of I have to produce now. I can't take my time on. It's too much to build this thing up. And Spytech is well, I'm gonna be here for 5 years. I need to go ahead and build this up either way. You could go ahead and try to win now, but I still need to go get certain things from this team. And I think that's really where the disconnect lies. But I'm not surprised that he's doing these things either, because he doesn't have a lot of time. And that's the downfall with, bringing a coach of that type of age. It's Pete looks good. Pete, I'm pretty sure Pete's going to be around well into his 90s, 100s, whatever. But, it's just that I don't think he could do it mentally and maybe to some point physically anymore, but I think mentally it's very taxing that he's having to go ahead and get in there at 4 a.m. He's there to
12
midnight, 1 a.m. And then, it's just that life. I don't think he can do that anymore like he did, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's not the same thing. You change so much in that time frame. Eventually something's got to give. So I think he's just trying to go ahead and accelerate the process, and it's just not working out. I don't think it's working out. Let me go ahead and kind of put it to this before we get into the keys of victory. Will we have more of a balanced offense Sunday, rushing and receiving? What are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to go ahead and eventually see the return of the run game being more consistent, or is it going to be just air game all day long like we saw on Monday?
I hope so. I just think I can understand why they started with this idea that we're gonna do play action, we're gonna try and assuage the issue with the offensive line, but when it didn't work, it was rough to watch Gino. How many times did Gino get sacked? It felt like a million. And
I think it was like 5 times. I could be wrong. Let me go back to that game.
that sounds right. And that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was
And
a
the
lot.
other the times he didn't get sacked, you could tell, people were like, "Oh, why is he
4
checking
times.
down?" 4
Yeah,
times.
4.
Okay. So, and even when he didn't fully get sacked, he just, and I'm not standing Gino, but he didn't have any time to read the field, make a play. When he did throw it, it was okay, get a couple yards on this screen pat, just ugh. So I hope that it's a little more balanced. I hope the run works too. And we don't have to have 30-yard runs. Getting 3 yards to just establish something, I feel, is my opinion, something.
Yeah, for sure. You have to. Like you said, you're running all this play action, but you're not running the ball. It's come on now. You haven't run the ball. You haven't run the ball all first quarter, or second quarter. What makes you think we're gonna bite to that? We know it's a pass, So
yeah,
that's the thing. I hope so for us. If we have any shot of trying to even win this game, seriously, or take this game competitive, we have to have it balanced, right? And
right.
we have to run the ball, just plain and simple, whatever that looks like. We know that running up the middle is not going to work. So either you're running blast or you're running off tackle. However that looks like, we got to do it.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, being consistent and sticking to it. Because if you really want to run that play action, you have to sell it. You have to sell that threat.
right.
And you're not going to do that if you're just okay, we're just going to run play action all day long and not run the ball 12 times. It's come on now.
That was embarrassing. Yeah.
The thing that is still killing me up to this point, and we're week 12, it's we're still running things out of the shotgun consistently. I don't know how many times we're running out of shotgun. I didn't pull up that stat, but it is a lot.
It's a good point.
Yeah, and it's we shout out to Lincoln Kennedy, because he pointed out this early on in the season. It's when you're running under center, it takes the edge rushers more time to go ahead and dive in on the tackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also you have Genty, who's starting shorter from field, 3 yards back as opposed to 5-6 yards back, right?
Right.
And it's just he already has that running start, and he's a momentum type runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's already in stride. Once he gets that ball and he's running through the guards or the gaps and all that stuff, right? When you get him out of shotgun, he's standing still, and then he's running. You have Gino that hands him the ball and then he runs and takes off majority of the time, or it's a very short stride where he's starting to barely get up to speed, barely getting to his stride. So that makes a big difference. And then by the time that happens, you already have the edges, or you already have a blitz coming in. And then, that's where you see him trying to shake off 2 tackles to try to get some positive yardage. So all that is because we're running out of the gun. And I'm let's just run out of the fucking, run behind center.
Yeah.
Run behind center.
Yeah.
And I know Meredith is probably, that's the thing. I don't think they're confident in that snap from Meredith and Gino. I think that's what it is.
There's a trust issue big time.
There's a big trust issue, yeah. There's a big trust. So that's why we're
I like the idea still, yeah.
Yeah, but that's why you have practice. Yeah, practice. You run stuff like that.
What are you guys doing? Yeah.
Yeah, what are we just throwing the ball all practice on? All right, cool. Go out deep, bro. Go, keep going.
Yeah.
20 yards, keep going.
God.
Yeah, so I think I don't know what they're doing. We're not there. I never got to go to the practice aside from the open practice.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know
Same.
you guys been there more, but that was early on the season. So we don't know what's really going on during those practices now, so it could be a totally different thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. It definitely has to be more balanced, more complimentary for sure. Really quick, shout out to Pete Carroll in the building. He says, I have a strong philosophy, beaches. Shout out to
Sure
Pete
does.
with a $2 holla. Appreciate
Wow.
you,
Pete
Pete.
Carroll on the live
Professor.
stream. Maybe he'll learn something from us.
Maybe. I hope so. Just,
Yeah.
come on now, play the rookies. Play the rookies. Run out
Run
of
the ball. Yeah.
run the ball. Run behind. Operator behind center. Don't
Yeah.
not go shotgun so much.
Write this down, Pete.
Yes. Let's move into the keys of victory. What are your thoughts on the keys to victory for us to be able to go ahead and pull out a dub tomorrow?
Man, I hope this isn't too fundamental, but I would say we have a good shot to keep their offense off the field more because of Shedeur. So keep their offense off the field. That means our offense has to stay on the field, which means, like you said, more balanced offense, run the ball. Please don't throw an interception, or at least not too many.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, Gino.
Please.
Yes.
And thank you.
Please. For the love of God, please.
Yeah, I think those are mine.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I think I said it. It's just having balance. Obviously running the ball. For me, if we can run more out behind center, that would be great. Utilize Jack Besh in the red zone and those third down situations. Come on now, the kid can catch a damn ball. You just got to throw it within the vicinity. He can
I
go
love
ahead and
that.
try to make that catch for you. Bringing in Brock Bowers is going to be another one for sure. Brock is a workhorse, and we see he could go ahead and do it. And he had a little bit of slump on Monday night. He had 7 carries for 72 yards. I mean, usually we saw that Jacksonville game. He was in double digits. He had 12 for 100 and something. So I definitely got to get Brock involved. You can utilize Lockett here and there, but really it should be Brock. It should be Big Mike.
Agree.
Get guys like Jack Besh involved as well. Trey Tucker. He's stepping up and he's becoming that wide receiver one. It's not much of a wide receiver one, but he's stepping up and get him out in the open, for God's sake. If you're gonna send somebody on a go route, that's gonna be your guy. Don't send Dante Thornton. He can't do it. He can't. I love the dude. And I still project.
Everyone has their roles.
But Dante can't make those big catches.
Yeah,
he has to have that separation. He has to be wide open to make those catches. So, you got to throw in the numbers because if not, he's not going to catch it.
Yeah.
Defensively. Oh, and something that my guy Jeff pointed out. Keys, if we can bench Gino, we're there. You go.
I mean,
return of
where's the
AOC.
lie?
And this is the thing we didn't even talk about the return of AOC. AOC has been activated. He's now part of the active roster. He's number 2. He's slated for number 2, behind Gino. So if something happens to Gino or Gino can't do it, we might see AOC come in the game tomorrow. That's a real possibility. Now, what's that going to look like? I don't know. I don't feel too confident in that either, but I feel like it's going to be a better product than what we're seeing right now with Gino. Hopefully.
Right. Can it be worse? I don't.
It could be worse. He looked pretty bad in that open practice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he looked bad, but hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully he just kid balls out, and then we can have a whole other discussion about that. Defensively,
AOC for MVP.
Yes, the AOC for MVP. Where's the Demokes when I need them? Damn it, Demokes. I needed you. AOC MVP incoming. You're not here. Defensively, we got to get to Shedeur. We got to rattle Shedeur.
Correct.
That's going to be Max. That's going to be Luwalu, Adam Butler. Get involved.
Yeah.
Send Jamal Adams.
I think they can.
Yes. You let Jamal Adams loose early. He's gonna shake Shedeur
Get
for
him
sure.
mad. Seriously.
Yes.
He probably is mad about
He's
everything.
and this is the thing. Shedeur is so raw still. Like you could tell Shedeur has confidence, but
Mhm.
you could tell like you see that look. Once you shake him, he gets that little lost look in him, and then he starts making those mental mistakes. And I think once we start getting him into that mode, he's probably going to start getting into his head.
Yeah.
But I think the defense really, this is going to be where that defensive line has to really step up, and those linebackers have to step up as well. So, if we do that, we might have a shot. But I think I'm gonna go with you. I think it's going to be a low scoring game as well. I think it's going to be like a 10-7 type game.
That sounds
I think
right.
we're going to win it by 3, just
Yeah.
barely.
Carlson kick.
Hash Money comes in. He's
He's
gonna go
back.
ahead and he's
He's
back. He's
yeah.
gonna get that winning field goal. I think it's gonna be that type of game where we're gonna see like a replay of like that Denver game where they're just like going back and forth. They kind of like getting stuck in that midfield and they can't really get into that red zone. So it's like whoever makes the first mistake is gonna be that's gonna be the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for this game?
Yeah, I feel similarly. Like, God, I saw someone say we're gonna see that Vikings 3-0, and I was like, please no. Like, just that would be so boring. I like 10-7. Yeah, I like maybe 13-10.
Yeah, that's a good score.
I don't see like I don't see us like completely owning them. I think we have a shot to win because we're at home. But I could also see us losing by 3. So
yeah, for sure. Shout out to Raider Travis. He's saying
yes.
30-20. I don't know how the hell we're gonna put up 30 points.
You know
but,
what?
Hey,
Let's go.
Give me the faith. My God.
If they put up 30 points, like I will do something crazy. I don't even know what it is yet.
Yes, we almost came close.
Yeah.
29 in that Jacksonville game, and I'm like, damn it. We almost won it too. Shout out to my guy Raider Travis with the Ray. Hold on, let me do it right.
Yeah.
Raiders. There you go.
Go? Yeah.
Let's see here. My sister, 17-31. She didn't put who, but I already know the Browns.
I mean, I'll take 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how we scored 2 touchdowns, but I really appreciate the vote of confidence.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh man. Let's see. There you go. Ardell. Shout out to my guy Ardell. Raiders D eats Shedeur's lunch. Raiders offense is ass. 17-9 Raiders. Damn. That seems accurate.
Let's go.
Bro.
Maybe there's a defensive score in there, like a pick 6 or
I know, right?
Yeah, maybe that's what we need.
Yeah, John says Raider defense needs to score.
Thank you.
That's also, bro. I think, and I was going to say that too. I think, like, if they get a fumble, they get an intercept, they need to just try to score.
Please,
don't even get down. Just keep running, bro. Like, let them tackle you.
Jack Jones, just do it.
Just do it. It's not going to be Caillou. It's going to fall on Eric Stokes or like pull him out to like come up with that pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Oh, that would be Isaiah. An Isaiah pick 6 would be key. That would be lovely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fight on.
That's the only dude. Him and Eric Stokes are the guys that I really have confidence in. Lonnie Johnson, I mean, he's back, and I think he's been playing pretty well. And I want to go ahead and continue seeing more from him. And it just sucks that he just got injured early in the year, and that open practice that just sucks. Bad luck. But he's back, so we got that free safety now, and that's more of his role, and that's why we're seeing it's not so bad back there, but we still have holes in that secondary for sure. There you go. See, Kappa gets a TD in this game. Wow.
Let's go. You know what? I will eat my words if he does that. I will.
Yeah. Max pick 6. I hope so. That'd be cool. Because we saw that in that open practice. That'd be cool if they actually make that happen. For sure. But let's hopefully we can go ahead and get the dub. We should get the dub. This is a Browns team that is struggling. They're not doing good at all. So we should, on Tempest's purposes, win this game, especially with Shedeur, the number 2 as backup. But it doesn't always play out that way. So we'll see what happens. But those are the keys to victory score predictions. If you guys haven't put up your score prediction, make sure you guys go ahead and put that on the chat. Appreciate everyone who's been rocking with us on this Saturday morning. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on this channel, on the show. It really does go ahead and support the show. Make sure you guys go ahead and go over to Raider, hit that subscribe button for them. They have the shows on Monday morning as well. I have their link pinned down in the description below. Appreciate everyone who's been rocking with us on this Saturday morning. I'm going to go ahead and move in to my final segment here. And this is a time where we go ahead and really highlight our guests. As we move into the spotlight, meet our guest. This week's guest is none other than Baker Raiderette, one half of We Raiders. But before I get into the questions, I always like to ask everybody in every show, who's on your Raiders Mount Rushmore? It could be players, it could be coaches, mix and match. I know some like you gotta have players only. Nah,
okay.
Let's make it fun. Like who?
Yeah, I like
anybody.
This is such a good question. So Mount Rushmore is it 4 people? I should know
4
this
people.
as a historian. Okay. So I'm like, I don't even
know who's on Mount Rushmore. I know, like for like American Mount Rushmore, I know it's Washington, it's Theodore Roosevelt, Lincoln,
I think.
I forgot who the 4th guy is.
Rose. It should be John Madden. It should
be John Madden. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to like pick from each era. So Jim Otto, I love Jim Otto. He's like technically the first Raider ever, I feel, and I have a jersey with 00 and it says my last name. So Jim Otto, John Madden. John Madden's like my favorite Raider ever. Rod Martin. This is shout out to my dad and USC. And Marcus Allen. I got his I got a jacket with a Marcus Allen jersey on it the other day. So it's so hard. It's hard to pick, but yeah, those are my 4 right now.
Okay, there you go. That's good. That's a good lineup. That's a good lineup. You gotta put John Madden up there.
Yeah,
Marcus Allen. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I'm a Bull guy, so I have Bull up there. I have plenty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have those guys coming from Cali, so for sure. Let me kind of start from the beginning here. And let me ask you, how long have you been a Raider fan for? And like, what was that kind of defining moment that really like made you fall in love with like the silver and black?
Yeah. So I was born into, I would say I was born into it and I'm like marrying into it a little bit. I was born in LA, in Glendale. My dad, a lot of my family went to USC. So my dad went to USC, my grandmother went to USC. And I feel there's always been a USC Raider connection just because of LA. Al Davis coached at USC. And Ronnie Lott and Rod Martin are like my dad's favorites. Yeah. So I never got to go to a game at the Coliseum because my parents were like, I don't know what they thought. We went to like every USC game at the Coliseum, but we never made it to a Raider game. So I'd always been a Raider fan. I grew up in LA. I went to USC, and then I moved. I was working in Chicago and Boston, and then I moved to the Bay Area, and that's when I met John. And when I knew the Raiders were moving, I was like, I need to get to a game. So that's how I met John. I found him on Instagram, and I messaged him first.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go.
I know. He loves that. He ended up like taking me to training camp for our first date, and met Rod Martin.
There you go. That
Yeah,
hey,
good
if
first
there was
date.
any brownie points, that would have been like it. You know, but like, man, if you take me on a date, I was like, bro, come on now. We just became best friends, bro.
Yeah, right? Like I feel very special because I know that like I think he's gotten DMs from men being like, "Hey bro, can you take me to a game?"
Yeah.
um yeah, so I've been like short answer, I've been a fan my whole life,
Yeah.
mostly because of my dad. But you just you can't leave. It's not something like the nation's something you can't leave. So
No.
I'm here.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I feel you. You know, my kids are on that same trend. They're born into it. That's all they're
Yep.
gonna know. My sister hates it. And she'll test every time, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing that to them." Like, even her kids. Some of her kids are like Raider fans. I don't even know. Like, what?
It's
I never tell them, "Oh, you need to be a Raider fan." Never, never, never. She can attest to that. Never.
yeah.
And I don't. And they're Raider fans. I'm like, okay, there you go, because their uncle's a content creator. I guess they're just rubbed
Yeah.
off some way somehow. I just every time I go there like, to their house, I'm like rocking my Raider stuff. So
Yeah, as you
eventually rubbed
should.
off the
We
influence.
are loyal. We do that.
We are loyal. Yes, we are loyal. I still have the blanket from when I was a kid. This is like from the like early '90s. So this blanket is like 30 years old. Made it
Dang.
sort of intact, and like
Wow.
this is the winter blanket. We've already busted it out. You know, we sleep through it. We like get like cozy in it. So there you go.
I love it.
That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. See, she feels bad for her babies. Hey, you should feel great, proud that they're on a great,
They're
respectable team.
learning grit
Former
and
respectable team has a
yeah.
long legacy, long and rich history of the
Yeah.
Raiders. There you go. See, yeah, my godson, my godson's a Raiders fan. Um, let me ask you this. What really got you into like content creating?
Mm.
How did like the whole We Raider podcast start? Like,
Oh
how
yeah.
did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, I have to attest that to John, to Kukui Online, John too. When I met John, like I had an Instagram and I had like just like 500 followers or like, which is not a small amount. Just I didn't have content creation like on my mind.
Right.
I guess I was just thirsting and like DM'd him. So um I would say it started like I started with Instagram because that's what I knew the best. It really started with baking. That's like a lot of people think my first name is Baker or that I'm from Bakersfield, which
Mm.
both good
I
guesses.
thought so too.
Yeah, like that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like shout out to Bakersfield cuz there are a lot of Raider fans there, but
Yes,
yeah,
there is.
I started like I stress bake and I started like making like Raider cakes. And the other reason I started making history videos is because I was at Stanford, I was writing my PhD like dissertation,
Mhm.
and because of COVID, all of the libraries and things were shut down. So there were times Raider fans really saved, and this is crazy to say, but like they saved my dissertation because I would
Uh-huh.
post like, "Hey, I'm like my dissertation was about the Central Valley," and
Okay.
I would say like, "Man, I can't go anywhere. Like, does anyone know anyone that like worked in the fields?" And people would message me and they'd be like, "I'm a Raider fan. My dad marched with Cesar Chavez," or my you know my parents like knew Dolores Huerta, and that really helped me like get on track and understand like what is this experience of like farm workers and people
Mhm.
working in the fields, and a lot of them are Raider fans. So they were super supportive and like it just kind of took off from there. And I think like content just like changes every month, but the community is like what keeps me like just even if we're all like a family and we all like disagree and argue all the time, like
Yeah.
still family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, for sure. I know. I deal with my sister all the time. We will trash talk,
Yep.
and Yeah, that's all. And it sucks. We were gonna try to see if we can make the Niner Raider game this year, and it
Yeah.
didn't work out. It's just like the time was off. It was like my godson's birthday, so it's like we couldn't do it. But
Yeah.
I was like, we need to go to one, and that'll be a cool like little like moment where we just go there and just trash check each of this team
It's fun.
and whatnot. Yeah, it's fun for sure. Um, Talk about like the whole like the Wee Raider and then like
Oh
the
yeah.
Raider verse because you're part of that too. That's the thing that like you're part of that too. The Raider verse with Joe, with Samoan, Mr. Fitz, Josh the Goat.
Oh man. But the heavy hitters, so we started We Raider. John John is like such a smart content creator. Like he researches, he like knows kind of where to go. Like he's always kind of like, okay, we should be doing this. Like, so I've learned so much from John.
Yeah.
And we started We Raider, I think, like in the Antonio Pierce era. Like we were excited about Antonio Pierce. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then we kind of had to be like, okay, well, where do we go from here? But it's an awesome way to, I think, like, again, there's different communities on YouTube and TikTok and
Right.
Instagram. And I think that We Raider we're a little, like, we talk about football and we talk about like the X's and O's a little bit. We also talk about like the business side of things. Like I'm trying to be a lawyer, so I'm interested in like the Amy Trask, like front office side of things. We talk about history. That's our interest too. John is going to celebrate his 200th game in a couple weeks.
What's up? Yes.
So
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he knows a lot of the history as well. And sometimes talking about history is more uplifting because we were good back in the day.
Yeah.
But the Raiderverse is awesome too. Like I feel like unworthy to be like in the presence of like Joe and Simone Raider and Josh but like they are all, I think what's really cool about them is like on the surface, like of course they're hilarious and MC Raider is like super funny and but they all like care about each other too. I'm not in their group chat mostly because like I think they talk about guy stuff and I'm like it's totally fine. Totally fine.
That's funny. Yes. That's so
it's a thing. Yeah. Like I have my girls group chat too. Like it's totally fine. But yeah, like they really like look out for each other and like as a content creator, people don't always see like all the real life stuff. And I think like I've seen John like make really good friendships like through that. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. No, it is, and you and John are doing great things, and you guys have a great show. I've tapped in on those Monday mornings, especially like when like I need the day to go by faster, and I'm like, all right, cool. You guys got that show, I'll pull up, and then you
thank you.
Just have like a great show, and you guys make it so natural too. It's just like you guys just like. It's like you guys are having a conversation like at the coffee table,
That's really what it is.
It basically is, and that's so great. It's just like a natural like type of like conversation and then you guys just talk about Raider football. You guys talk about like a little bit of Dodger stuff, but like it's all Raider. And you guys are at the games. Are you guys going to be at the game tomorrow?
We are, yeah.
Game,
We
cool.
like drive in and then John drives. I'm the passenger princess. John drives.
The navigator and the DJ.
I'm like on Reddit, like, oh, this is what they're saying, and we're all, we're wedding planning. So I'm like, can you believe this drama? And
there you go. Yeah. So and it's funny because when like Joe tells me or like my shout out to my guy Leo Chitolina, you guys drive into town, right? And then you guys drive home. I'm like, where are you guys going? Where did Leo go? I'm like, oh, he went back home. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys live 4 hours away. I'm like, I had to drive like literally half a day to get here, like through the desert, and like do this whole trekking
It's a
journey,
lot.
and then you hear my kid's back right in the background right now, my son. You hear them like, and like imagine that for like 8-12 hours. So I'm like doing this whole thing, like just trying to get to the game. And I'm like, oh, these guys just live like, like a few hours away. Like, it's not even that bad. I'm like, oh, man.
It's
I forgot what that's like because I was doing that. I was doing that drive like
it's a
every
yeah.
month for like a long time ago. That was like another life, basically. But
Yeah.
I was doing that drive like almost every month or every like couple months. I
Oof.
was just like
Yeah.
4 hours, cool. I'm in Vegas, cool. Spend the weekend, come back home. Like not even a big deal.
Yeah, it's like it gets to the point where you're like, do we want to spend money on a hotel? I think really what it is like after the Raiders inevitably like either lose or kind of like stress you out, you're like, I just want to be in my own bed and like sleep and get up and like deal with work the next day. Like it's just easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, we get to
Yeah,
go
we
home and
do. Like
as you,
seriously. Come to our
yeah.
event session. We have coffee. We
There you go.
we
See,
have a fancy coffee maker for our
there you go. That's what's up. That's what's up. But let everybody know what you guys have going on coming up, where they can find you, your social media channels, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having both of us on. Like
My pleasure. Thank you guys for coming on.
we love your show and we love like the fans on here are like super engaged. Like it's awesome. So shout out to you guys too. So we're We Raider on YouTube and my Instagram is Baker Raiderette. I think I'm Jem the Baker on TikTok too. Because Baker Raiderette was like not available.
Okay, that is a real thing. Yes,
Yeah, just
I can see
TikTok
that.
being TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
And then John is Kukui Online. He has his new mask that's really badass, and we have a We Raider Instagram too. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool. So make sure you guys go ahead and head on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button for We Raider. I also have I put your Instagram link on the description as well. So
oh
make sure
thanks,
you guys go
perfect.
ahead and head on over and hit that follow button for her as well. You guys put out great content, and you guys have great seats. So like some of the stuff that you guys put out, it's like really like a lot of stuff that probably people don't really get to see that much, or you guys have like that great angle.
Proposals,
Yeah, there you
yeah.
go. Proposals. There you go. That's what's up. But yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and pull up and tap in for their content and their show on again Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, that is noon time. I know it's like what time is it?
Lunch.
It's like yeah, it's like lunchtime for them right now. It's like
Yeah,
3 o'clock. Shout out to everybody on the East Coast. Shout out to my East
yeah.
Coast fam
Seriously,
out in Jersey. My guy Raider Jeff, he's out in New England. So shout out to
man.
him. But yeah, hey, thank you again for coming on the show. Love having you guys. We
Oh,
got to run
thank
it
you
back
so
again for
much.
sure.
Yeah,
We definitely got to go ahead and do it again. Again, congratulations on the upcoming wedding. I
thank
hope
you.
that you guys have so much fun. I hope it's everything you guys wanted to go ahead and be. I have a feeling it's going to be great. If you guys are
Thank you.
doing it's going to be like off the charts type of stuff.
There's gonna be
So,
food. There's gonna be a lot of food.
that's what's up. That's what's up. But hey, thanks for everybody who's pulled up and rocked with us on this Saturday morning. Again, if you guys haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, hit those likes on the channel. If you guys really want to go ahead and support the show, become a member, become a part of the JRB fam. Hit that link. My link is pinned up on top of the chats. Become a member today. It really does to go ahead and keep the lights on here at Just Raiders. Shout out to the new member. Shout out to my guy Raider Jeff who gifted 5 new memberships to the masses here.
Definitely.
Salute to him. Salute to everybody who gave that super chat. Appreciate all the members here who rock with me. But really quick, PSA. Next week I will not have a Good Morning Raiders. It is Thanksgiving. So
That's
I
right.
am going to go ahead and spend some time with the fam. We're going to go ahead and
Good call.
enjoy the whole weekend. But I'll be back. If not the following week, I'll be back second week, for sure, second week of December. I got my guy Farrell coming on. He's going to be one of my guests here. We're going to run it back. Working on trying to get my guy Raider Jesse, another part of the Raiderverse up in here. I got to get him up in here. We were just working on the date, so we're going to get that figured out. And then December is not going to be a whole lot of shows. Probably honestly 3 shows. I'm gonna try to fit it in, and then gonna go ahead and take some time off. But we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it big. That 1 year's coming up. Jeff, be ready, my guy. We're gonna go ahead and run it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it hot, man. We're gonna make it hot. I'm gonna think of something for that 1 year anniversary of Good Morning Raiders. So, but again, appreciate you guys. Love all you guys who come in and support every damn Saturday morning. Appreciate you guys. There you go, my guy.
Thank you. I'll go check. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate my sis pulling up.
Nice to meet you, Michelle.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Oh, my guy Jeff asked, "Are you guys going to Philly? Are you guys going to the game?"
I don't think we were originally going to go. My family has my family's Sicilian. They have a massive Christmas party every year. This is that weekend, and we were like, So yeah.
I got the in-laws also. Part Sicilian over there too.
All right, nice. Nice. We love, we love to eat and drink.
We're from Jersey,
yeah, that's right.
For sure. Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, if you guys go, there you go. Look out for my guy Jeff. He's going to that game. They're only a few hours away from
I hope it's Philly, a good game.
So I hope it's a good game too. It probably won't be, but I hope, in my heart's a heart. So it's a good game. There you go. See,
yeah.
NYC next year, bro. We'll see. We're gonna figure it out. It out. I'm gonna try to see if I can go to that one with the fam and stuff. I gotta take the fam to Jersey.
That's a good one.
They gotta meet my kids. I gotta get the other part of the fam to meet the kids. I've been up there. It's great. It's beautiful. I love Jersey. So I gotta run it back. So we're gonna figure it out. But other than that is our time for today. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna go ahead and head on out. Again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But make sure you guys go ahead and pull up tomorrow for the post-game reaction show. This is gonna be 1 hour after the game is over. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up. Same bat channel, just Raiders, baby. I might have some guests. I might not. I might run it back. I might have a whole slew of people here. I don't know. We figure it out the day of and just kind of gonna wing with it. But most likely my guy, Raider Will, is going to be pulling up, and then might have a couple other guests, whatnot. So make sure you guys go ahead and pull up for that post game reaction show. If you guys want raw, unfiltered, just drunken fucking takes, that's going to be the show for you.
I love that.
Sometimes I gotta calm myself down because I'm like. Those pressures kind of are the things that kind of put me over sometimes. Damn it, Pete. Stop,
I know. What?
Stop.
Yeah.
Yes, that don't make sense. No. But
blame Gino.
I blame Gino for everything. My car needs new shocks. I blame Gino.
Yeah.
I'm fat because of Gino.
Oh, same. Can't lose weight. My skin. I have a drinking problem because of Gino.
Because of Gino. There you go. See. Damn it, Gino. Just stop. We're getting blocked after this. Luckily, I'm on X. He's probably going to block me. I'm going to have that.
Oh, God.
Get blocked. Damn, bro.
So you're doing it right.
Yes, right. Exactly. But appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, post-game reaction show. Till next time, nation. Always remember, just Raiders, baby. Please.
Let's go.
Good morning, brother. How you doing? I've got Lunatic Raider, Raider Legions. What is good?
We on? Oh, hey! We on.
None other than Mr. Quiz, bringing none other than our guy, Joe Moore. Bring out none other than the Violator, Brain Aubrey. Bring out none other than the notorious Mitchell.